And hello, everybody. This is Coach Alex signing in from PropCoach. The special topic of the day: addressing team leaders. That's right, team leaders. All you team leaders out there. Simple question is: have you ever wondered what kind of system am I supposed to set up in order to run a better team? Over the past couple of years, what we have found is that a lot of team leaders, they become team leaders as a matter of progression because they start making more sales and they start doing a little bit better, and then that automatically translates into, okay, now you are ready to become a team leader and you should take on this next role. But the thing about that is, a lot of people, when they take on a new role, they just like, oh, okay, now I'm supposed to just build a team, and yeah, and that's how I should become a team leader. So this is what we're going to be focusing on today, right? We're going to be talking about basically the 4 key systems which any and every team leader should be mindful about and understand, and most importantly have set up in order to have at least a foundation for your team, right? To help support and grow your team. Now, it starts with number 1, recruitment. And then you're thinking like, what? A recruitment system? What do you mean by recruitment system? I mean, like, okay, all I need to do is just go out and get people in, right? Yeah. Well, allow us to shed some light on that. Do you hold recruitment talks consistently over a period of time? The system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. And as with any system, a system is meant to help you make things easier, basically. Make things easier for you, in a nutshell. So a recruitment system, what that's supposed to do now is, do you have scheduled recruitments? Do you have recruitment talks? Now, that's something which, a lot of real estate agencies, well, some are doing. Now, for a couple of reasons. Recruitment talks, they save time, energy, money. How? It's because you typically would get a group of people to come in. You educate the people, right? These prospects about what it is to join the real estate, what it is to become a part of your team, and what's in it for them. I literally just gave you a very broad outline as to what you should be covering when you're talking to new recruits, as you enroll new recruits. So that's more on a broad level though, recruitment. So the question now comes back to you. Do you have it set up already? Yeah? If you don't have it set up, if you are still doing these one-to-ones, now, okay, it depends on which stage you're at right now. If you're still a new team leader, yeah, you can still afford to do those one-to-ones, right? But as you grow, as you begin to have a sizable team, 10, 15, 20 people, 30 people, yeah, how are you leveraging in your team? How are you basically setting up these recruitment systems so that they themselves, your team, also know how to recruit? So that's number 1, putting it aside. Now, number 2, we talk about communication. So what exactly is communication? Do you have all your communication channels set up properly? Now, I know the most basic one out there is, yeah, WhatsApp. Okay, sure, good. That is more of a daily exchange of information, which works, and that's great. But at the same time now, we know what's actually we have found to be missing a lot within the industry. We find that a lot of team leaders don't conduct regular meetings, regular team meetings. In fact, we've even heard of team leaders who say that, oh yeah, I'll have a team meeting when I think is necessary. You know what? I'll explain it this way. Think about it in terms of building a relationship. Is it important to build a relationship with your team? I think that's a no-brainer. So how can you build a relationship with them in the most basic form? Communicate. We're very much focused on how to help you as a team leader to find more time, make things easier for yourself. Now, team meetings do that for multiple reasons. Number 1, they bring all your team together so they can start to know each other, and it almost becomes like a support system for one another. Because if you don't do this, you know what happens? You become that support system for each and every one of your team members. What that means, you become a bottleneck. So that's what we mean by that. It's just one little aspect of it, right? But weekly team meetings can be used for a lot of other things too, which we're going to be talking about in basically the 3rd and 4th system, right? Key systems. We talk about how you can leverage on these team meetings to train your teams, right? Talk about how to basically to track your teams. I'll touch on that a little bit later on. But more importantly too, support. These team meetings are critical for support. Now, why is support so important? Do I need to explain why? In real estate, you're all entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs, sometimes it can get lonely. And challenges can be very overwhelming sometimes. Uncertainty is vast. There's a lot of uncertainty. So how can we control that? And that's really by bringing people together, creating a support system. So that's what's so important about setting up a communication system. So the simple question to you now is, do you have this set up? Are you regularly meeting? In a nutshell, you should have one online, but you should also have one live. Is it done consistently over a period of time? There we go. Systems, consistency and period of time. Putting that aside now. Third thing now is training. What do you think is important for a real estate negotiator to learn in order to succeed in their careers? Knowing how to sell, knowing how to market, right? Goal setting, right? Mindset. Literally, how do you communicate with different types of people? Human behavior. There's a lot of things that can be basically trained. And you see now in entrepreneurship, it's really all about, real estate entrepreneurship by the way, it's all about ongoing growth, continuous growth. How can people continue to grow? And that is something also which is absolutely critical, right? Are they reading the right books? Are they watching the right videos, right? Are they listening to podcasts? These are all things which are necessary in order for a real estate negotiator to truly succeed. Now I know a lot of team leaders out there too, you struggle with that too, right? It's like after a while you get training block, like okay, what do I need to train? So here's a tip, again, consistency. Think of it this way, there's a term called retraining. And retraining, it gives different perspective on the same topic. It's okay to retrain. So that's one tip. So training, coming back to the training, do you have it set up? Again, this ties into the previous one, communication. You can leverage on your team meetings. Yeah? And of course, you can always leverage on us too. PropCoach, that's what we're here for, right? Last but not least, but also very, very important, the last key system now is all got to do with tracking and fine-tuning. So why is this so important? What do I mean by tracking and fine-tuning? Do you have a system in place to make sure that you're tracking each and every team member? Now, I know it's tricky managing a team, right? Because it's like, I need to check their numbers and make sure they do it. And you know what happens as team leaders? We tend to we go manager style. Why you never do this? Why you didn't do this? Why come none of leads? This. Now again, remember, we're managing a group of entrepreneurs. These numbers are meant for clarity. Clarity not just for yourself, but for them as well, right? If they want to succeed in real estate, they need to hit those numbers, right? And that should be the focus. It's about them, it's not about you. Team leaders are more, as Taco and myself say all the time, you're also coaches in your own way, you know that? So it's always about holding them accountable, making sure that they hit those numbers. Numbers are important, why? Because it gives them a benchmark. They know where they are. They know if they are sliding. They also know what they need to do in order to improve. And most importantly, to hit those goals which they have set for themselves, right? Now, as a team leader, isn't it fulfilling when we help our teams to do that? So everybody, that it is right there. 4 systems, 4 key systems. Number 1, recruitment. Number 2, what's number 2? Communications. Number 3, training. Number 4, tracking and fine-tuning. Do you have something set up for these 4 key systems? Everybody, as always, Coach Taco, myself, PropCoach, we are here for you. You got any questions, please make sure you contact us. And any comments, please leave them down in the comment box below. And see you next time.